Not Too Late at 58, the podcast for those of a certain age who say, yes, why not? Hello and welcome to this podcast series called Not Too Late at 58, to start your own business. I'm Annie Weir and I turned a lifetime dream into a reality when I was 58, when I finished and published my first novel. So I'm living proof that it is not too late at 58. Hence the name and hence my new passion to help other people of a certain age to achieve their ambitions. And just a couple of things to make clear. You don't actually need to be 58, of course. You don't actually need to want to write a novel, although it is the ambition of a lot of people, and I will tackle that in a future series of podcasts. And many people I speak to say they wish they'd started their own business when they were younger. And I say, well, why not do it now? It's not too late at 58 to start your own business. This series of 10 episodes will address some aspects of starting your own business. And future series, as I say, will include novel writing, business book writing, and getting your training sessions online. So if you'd like to know more about me and Not Too Late at 58, just hop back to the first episode of the first series. This episode is called Why It's Easier to Start Your Own Business at 58, or at some age around there. The first reason is you know a lot more stuff and can do a lot more stuff than when you were younger. Young people are encouraged to take more and more qualifications to prove what they know and what they've learnt. But at our age, we can show what we know by putting it into practice. We've had years of transferring skills from the workplace to family life, for example, and back the other way too. And these aren't all traditionally learned skills. Family wisdom is usually based on just that, wisdom. And if you're doubting this, think back over the times in your life when things went well or when you felt really energized. Then ask yourself the following questions about each one and note the answers where they appear to fit. Ask yourself what made you remember that thing in particular. Try to think of it objectively. Was it the first time you did something? Was it the best time? Was it a highest score or grade? Was it a mountain scaled, literally or metaphorically? Think about what knowledge you brought to the situations that made you feel really good in the past. And it doesn't need to be knowledge that you studied to acquire. It may have been something you learnt from your parents as you were growing up. The family wisdom that I referred to before, maybe. It might be something you learned like first aid. Did your team win the pub quiz because you happened to know the answer to the last question? What skill did you bring to the situations that you're remembering? Are you the one who can mend a bicycle puncture in the middle of nowhere and save the day? Can you sew Teddy's arm back on after it gets pulled off in a fight? Did your team win the league because you scored the winning goal or set up the winning goal? And again, thinking about those situations that made you feel good in the past, were you upbeat despite potential disaster occurring? Were you able to stay calm in a situation when others around you were panicking? Are you the family or the workplace peacemaker? Are you the decision maker? Are you the life and soul of the party? Which of your personality traits contributed to that time or those times that you remember as being good or having made you feel good in the past? And which of your strengths did you use or display? So, don't be shy. Don't say you haven't got any. What would your partner or your children or boss or your employees or your friends say if I asked them which of your strengths you used in different situations? So that's the first reason. You know a lot more than you did when you were younger. The second reason is that you know more people who know more stuff than they used to. Okay, with me, it's quite often the grown-up children of people I know who know more, especially techie things, but it kind of seems easier to ask for help and advice these days, and I do just that. And I have discovered that people love to help and they love to share what they know. Number 3 on my list is you tend to be less concerned about how it'll look if it doesn't work out. Is that just me? I don't think so. I used to beat myself up, metaphorically, when things didn't go according to plan. Now, I have a little think about what went wrong, decide what to do or not to do next time, and then I just move on. And that makes for a much less stressful way of working. Number 4 on my list is you probably, and I put probably in brackets, I suppose, you probably have more money to spare to invest in your new venture than when you were younger. And one of the first things that I ask my business startup clients to do in my work with the Chamber of Commerce on helping people set up new businesses is to do a personal survival budget. And this is really important if you're going to give up the 9 to 5 for a new business venture, or even reduce your working hours and salary to develop your business alongside it. The idea is that you add up all your living expenses, all of them. You're the only person who's going to see how much you spend on shoes or wine or gadgets, and then deduct any known income that you'll continue to have. This includes your ongoing income if you're going to carry on working part-time, of course. Maybe your partner's income if you have one. The rent the kids pay if they're still at home. Pension you already have. Rental income from a property you own. And they're just a few examples that I've come across with my startup clients. And that will leave you with a number that represents what you must be able to clear from your business. If your forecasts, when you do your forecast, if it doesn't cover that, maybe you need to think again. And the good thing about doing this at our age is that mortgages are often either paid off or nearly paid off. The children are becoming more self-sufficient. So we do have a bit more disposable income to spend on ourselves. So talking about children growing up, this comes to number 5, which is maybe you need a distraction now that your children have flown the nest. And it used to be that the distractions of normal life got in the way of you pursuing your dream of having your own business. But, maybe now you don't have enough distractions. The house can seem a bit empty and quiet without the teenagers around. And also 5A, you can take over one of their bedrooms as your office. Now, I know from experience it's a big, sad step, clearing out your beloved child's room, but so great that you end up with an office that is all yours. And 6, my final point about why it's easier, you have increased motivation to do it now, while there is still time. Have you heard of Maslow? He had a theory of motivation about having to satisfy basic needs like having food, water, sleep, security, that's somewhere settled to live, perhaps a safe job, social needs, belonging to a family or a friendship group or a work group or a sports team. And you need to have those sorts of needs settled and met before you can move on to higher things. And at our age, these first 3 levels, basic, security and social needs, are more likely to have been met, leaving us able to pursue the higher levels of esteem, and that can be self-esteem or esteem from others, and self-actualization, which is to go on and achieve your dream. So those are my top 6 reasons why I think it is easier to start a business at our age. If you'd like a PDF with these all written down to look at and ponder, just click the link below the podcast player here on this page. And next time I'll be talking about the variety of reasons that people choose to start their businesses at our age. So I hope you enjoyed this and I hope to see you next week. So bye for now.